Ladies and gentlemen, they impeached President Trump on an ellipsis. So Trump never told President Zelensky of Ukraine, well, if you don't investigate Biden, we will not give you armament. That's not what was stated. There was an ellipsis, ... And they said, well, there was a hint of impropriety. We think that Trump was trying to withhold military assistance. So we're going to impeach him because this is not democracy. Oh my God, the Constitution. Now you have, if they impeach Trump for this, not only should they impeach Biden for this, but the entire media, the entire country should blame Biden for the 13 Americans lost and the close to 200 Afghans lost, people who lost their lives because of his mismanagement, the fact he spited Trump. He just wanted to spite Trump in the most petulant and malicious manner. All he had to do was leave January 21st. What was the point in ignoring the Doha Agreement, where we were supposed to have been out already May 1st? Already. Trump and Pompeo would have begun the process in late January, February, March, April. We wouldn't have had to engage in a rushed, disorganized, completely irresponsible evacuation where Biden gave, we'll call them the T-Ban, lists of names that they could have given AS and AQ and every other organization there. Biden it's almost as if he was deliberately helping our adversaries. Of course, I'm not accusing him of that, but mashed potato brains literally used America's adversaries for security outside of the airport. Why would he do that? He did that because it was a rushed, haphazard, completely failed withdrawal and evacuation. It wasn't about withdrawing. It was about the manner in which, how he withdrew, how he evacuated. We had to evacuate. Trump reversed 15 years of U.S. foreign policy single-handedly, and it was Biden who messed up and completely botched leaving because he wanted to just arbitrarily move the date from May 1st to sometime in August. That wasn't agreed upon. We were already supposed to be out May 1st. He had all throughout his presidency thus far to remove Americans. He chose to do so the last couple of weeks. Why? Then you have him lying through his teeth. So he met Hunter's business associates. We know that. We know that his son's laptop shows pay-to-play schemes. That's why the New York Post was suspended. When was the last time the Washington Post was suspended for information, or the New York Times for information that wasn't accurate? You have a young man who won a lawsuit against the Washington Post not long ago. You can go through a list of things pertaining to Trump, Russia, CNN. When was the last time they were suspended for news that was completely inaccurate and fabricated? But this was accurate. You had information that says, how can you use your influence on behalf of the company? So his son was brokering deals for him. It's in those emails because he actually left his laptop at a computer repair store. And so that's another story. But hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're right at 184,000 subs. To my viewers around the world, thank you so very much for your kind words. If you know anyone who would enjoy this channel, viewers in the U.S. and around the world, thank you for your kind words always. I do receive them, and thank you. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. Let's get to 200,000 subs. I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people, like one organization that's actually experiencing a discrimination case. So you're talking about the left is completely hypocritical on pretty much every issue. But you had the intelligence community. Someone's lying because Biden stated that the intel community didn't tell him the country would fall. The intel community, the revered, very highly educated people who are always wrong, from the Bay of Pigs to the Gulf of Tonkin to WMD to Facebook ads. So, like, they couldn't ever charge or indict Trump. Ever wonder why? Because they're liars. Because they're apoplectic, hysterical liars. But anyway, he told Ashraf Ghani that, oh, well, you have a great military. This is what he said. First of all, let's just say, so the first lie here was, in addition to the issue on perception, Biden lauded the Afghan armed forces, which were trained and funded by the U.S. government. Quote, you clearly have the best military, he told Ghani. You have 300,000 well-armed forces versus 70 to 80,000. They're clearly capable of fighting well. Days later, the Afghan military started folding across provincial capitals in the country with little fight against the Taliban. So, the T-Ban. So, so here you have a situation where he's lying through his teeth, or he's either ignorant or lying. It could be both. He's telling the president of Afghanistan, oh, well, there's nothing to worry about, or, yeah, you clearly have the best military. That wasn't the case. It literally fell. The military literally fell days later. Then he said he promised air support. That didn't happen. Okay, he didn't give the air support. Why did he promise it in the first place? We will continue to provide close air support if we know what the plan is. So, of course, there's always a caveat. It's always cover your rear end with Biden and Democrats. So when he's not slurring his speech, he's always speaking in this kind of manner where, in a legal setting, he's covered. That's how Democrats speak. That's how they lie by omission and get away with so much. Well, you can't prove that. I mean, we said if we know what the plan is. So we will continue to provide close air support. Well, that didn't happen. And then he did not warn Ghani of the impending collapse of his military, which apparently the intel community told Biden. So the intel community contradicted Biden's statement. So where are the investigations for that? You better believe there won't be any. Not until 2022. He'll be impeached from this. This will impeach him. This and his son's emails and a whole bunch of things. We're still in the first inning of complete and utter chaos and mayhem in terms of foreign policy. And unfortunately, hopefully not, but probably domestic policy. We had record low unemployment with Trump. We had the first president to step foot in North Korea. We had the Abraham Accords. We had the Doha Agreement. Trump got things done. Everything is unraveling under Biden, and even the media has had enough. Now they're regrouping, but even the media has had enough. In much of the call, Biden focused on what he called the Afghan government's perception problem. That alone, he should be impeached. It had nothing to do with perception. Democrats run off of public relations, that's all. That's why they look at Trump as this otherworldly monster. They look at him as the despot, and they're the ones who utilize the intelligence agencies against incoming candidates. They set up and framed Trump with a dossier that was compiled with help from Russian sources. And then they impeached Trump for allegedly pressuring Zelensky, which, by the way, President Zelensky stated he didn't do. And so that's a phone call where they couldn't even get him in a court of law. They couldn't get him for organizing January, which was a travesty. And, that's terrible. I condemn that. That should never have happened. But guess what? The FBI cleared Trump. So they can't get him his tax returns. They can't get Trump on anything. But here you have, because he didn't commit a crime. But here you have Biden, who, if you wanted to impeach him with this, you could definitely impeach him. He's completely out to lunch in this whole conversation. So it's a leaked conversation where he's completely out to lunch, and much of the call, Biden focused on what the Afghan government's perception problem was. I need not tell you the perception around the world, and in parts of Afghanistan, I believe that things are not going well in terms of the fight against the Taliban. Yeah, it's not a perception problem, it was reality. Apparently, someone's lying. His intel agencies are lying, or Biden's lying. Either way, we'll find out in 2022 when Republicans impeach him like the day after they take over the House. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. To my international viewers, I know at this time you're very likely watching, so thank you. Thank you for your support. For the people watching, if you want to give a super thanks to this channel, if you've lasted this long, the super thanks is right next to the like and the share buttons. Be here tonight at around, I'll probably have a live stream at around 6 or 7 p.m. Pacific. Be here tonight. Thank you.